Long ago and far away, in enchanted lands across the seas, lived kings and queens, princes and princesses, good fairies and wicked witches, ferocious giants and gentle dwarfs. Their adventures and stories have been told for hundreds of years. Open the pages and listen to the words, and you too can join the magical world of Once Upon a Time.
The Ugly Duckling. Once upon a time, in the middle of the countryside, a mother duck sat hatching out her eggs. She sat happily under the trees, surrounded by green fields and with friendly little creatures all around her. Oh, how pleasant it was out in the country that summer. As the hot summer days passed by, Mother Duck sat and sat and sat. From sunrise to sunset she sat on her clutch of eggs. "Aren't you ever going to hatch?" she kept saying. It was a lonely time for the old Mother Duck. She couldn't leave the eggs for 1 minute. How she longed to splash around in the cool waters of the pond with the other ducks. Then, at last, something started to happen. With an almighty crack, all the eggs opened, and the little ducks popped their heads out. "Quack, quack, 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 quack," went Mother Duck. But she was so busy fussing over her beautiful new ducklings that she didn't notice one of the eggs hadn't hatched. A little later, old Grandmother Duck came visiting. "Look, you've forgotten one of your eggs," she told Mother Duck. Mother Duck was horrified to see one of her precious eggs sitting there all alone waiting to be hatched. So she went straight back to the nest. Several hours later, there was still no sign of it cracking. "Let me take a close look at that egg," squawked the Grandmother Duck. "I bet it's a turkey egg. I've been fooled by that once before. Turkeys can't swim, you know. Try as I might, I tried to get a turkey into the water, but it just couldn't be done, however much I quacked and nipped it. Now, let me see that egg. Ah, yes, that's a turkey egg, all right. Now, if I were you, I'd leave it there and then I'd..." "Oh, be quiet, you old fool," said the Mother Duck. "This is no turkey egg. Anyway, I've sat on it for so long it won't hurt to sit on it a little longer." Grandmother Duck ruffled her feathers and then waddled off in a huff. "Quack, quack, 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 quack." At last, the big egg cracked. Said the duck as he tumbled out. Unlike the other ducklings, he was big and ugly. "He seems very big for his age," thought the Mother Duck. "Perhaps he is a turkey after all." The next day was a glorious summer's day, so Mother Duck took all her little ducklings out for their first swim. At first, their little heads disappeared under the water, but soon they were swimming along perfectly well, even the ugly duckling. "That's no turkey, that's my own little child," said Mother Duck proudly, as she watched him swimming with the rest. When they were out of the water, Mother Duck took her little ducklings on another adventure. "Come along, my little ones," she said. "We're all going to the hen yard, where you can meet all the other animals on the farm. But stay close by me so no one treads on you, and look out for the cat." There was tremendous noise when they got to the hen yard. 2 families of ducks were fighting over a slippery eel. In the end, the cat snatched it for himself. "That is the way of the world," said the Mother Duck, although she'd really have liked her own ducklings to have the eel. Soon a group of hens had gathered around. They cackled loudly and almost frightened the little ducklings out of their feathers.
"Look! How ugly he is,"
said one of them when they saw the fat little duckling.
"He's not even the right colour,"
said another. Then the turkey gobbled at him until his face turned scarlet.
"Just leave him alone,"
cried Mother Duck. He'd been bitten, gobbled at, and insulted, and by now he didn't know where to turn. Even his sisters and brothers started being horrible to him. Then, to his dismay, Mother Duck turned against him. The little duckling couldn't take any more. He decided to leave home for good. Far, far away he flew, until he came to a swamp where the wild ducks lived. They were fascinated by the odd little creature.
"What kind of a bird do you call yourself?"
they asked. The ugly duckling said nothing. He simply bowed in all directions, for he was trying to be polite. He desperately wanted them to like him.
"You are ugly,"
said the wild ducks.
"but that doesn't worry us too much, as long as you don't try and marry into our family."
The ugly duckling wasn't thinking of marriage. All he wanted was to be able to swim among the reeds and drink water when he was thirsty.
"Listen, my friend,"
they said.
"we've never seen anyone quite as ugly as you, and we quite like you for it. Not far away, there are some lovely young wild geese who are not married. They'd love to meet anyone who's a bit, unusual. Why don't you come with us and meet them?"
But before he had a chance to follow them, bang, bang! 2 shots had just been fired, and the smell of gun smoke hung in the air. The wild ducks flew away, and the ugly duckling was all alone. It was the duck hunting season, and big, fat hunters were on the lookout for fat, juicy ducks. Soon, the whole swamp was surrounded by hunters. The awful noise of gunshots came from every direction. Some hunters had hidden behind the bushes. Some were among the tall reeds, and others sat on the long, low branches that stretched out over the swamp. The duckling was terrified. He tucked his head under his wing, hoping that they wouldn't notice him. One of the hunters had a ferocious-looking dog. The dog's tongue hung out of its mouth, and its eyes glistened. It noticed the ugly duckling. But then with a great splash, it leapt out of the way, and it hadn't touched a single feather on the duckling's back. "I'm so ugly that even the dog doesn't want to bite me," sighed the duckling. Then he ran for cover while the shots whistled through the reeds. Late that afternoon, the shooting finally stopped. He was so afraid that he waited for many hours until he dared take his head out from under his wing. Then, when he thought it was safe, he ran out of the swamp. Across the fields and meadows he went, but the wind was strong and he had to battle through it. Eventually, he came to a little hut. There was a little crack in the side, so he squeezed himself through. Once inside, he met an old woman who lived with her cat and a hen. The old woman loved the cat and the hen as if they were her own children. Now this old woman was so busy talking to her pets that she didn't notice the duckling at first. And even when she did see him, her eyesight was so bad that she thought he was a fully grown duck.
"What a stroke of luck," she said.
"Now we shall have duck eggs and never go hungry. Oh, let's give it a try." So the duckling was allowed to stay for 3 weeks, but in all that time he laid no eggs. The hen and the cat were tired of his constant chattering, so they told the mistress to get rid of him. "Can you lay eggs?" asked the old woman.
"No,"
the duckling told her.
"He's useless,"
Laughed the cat and the hen.
"Useless."
It's time to turn over to side 2.